let everything happen. Now for sure we're live. Welcome back everybody, I'm Urbandrei and welcome back to my stream. Today we'll be playing some games, then we'll be making some games. I have a Jolly Rancher. It might sound like I'm slurring. I have a Jolly Rancher in this mouth and it's currently, it's a work in progress. I don't know why. It's unprofessional, I suppose, but. So, there is, I remember, I told you guys to remind me, but I do remember that I owe somebody a review today. I will wait until they join the stream to review. And also, I'm going to quickly let my Discord know that I am live. But yes, today we'll be reviewing some games for the first hour. And should I? Actually, I'm pretty sure that I'll get a shout out if I don't know. I don't feel like plugging myself, especially because it'll be like a half review, half gameplay stream. It really, you know, it is what it is. But so for the, oh man, also Streamlabs kind of changed some stuff on me. It's kind of weird. Let me get my YouTube chat up and running. But so for the also Streamlabs. Okay, my audio sounds pretty good. And hey, we're live. We're good. Everything is splendid. Let me make sure my Twitch is get a Twitch chat up and running. That's all fine and dandy. Okay. With all that said and done, we're now all set to start. So again, we will start the first hour by, well, let's first look at my itch.io page. Honestly, maybe, okay. I think this is how we're going to do every single stream from now on. Because I think I should like combine previous jams. Like I should like have a continuation. I shouldn't make this be like a stream where everything is tied together. Anywho. So let us look at my notifications. Make sure this is working properly. There we go. So Core Omega replied to me. I'll like it so they know I read it. Anybody else? Team Sunforge already replied to them. And they said that they couldn't walk through the door. Okay. Did they say red door? Just double checking. Did you try walk? Were you trying to walk through the red door or the white door? If red, what browser are you playing it on? So they're saying that to try to walk through the door, and they failed. So there might be a bug there. I have a feeling they might. Again, this is just based off conjecture. Maybe they're walking through the wrong door, which I guess I thought I made it clear, but I could have made a mistake. So let's see. What we're using. What browser? Okay, so I replied to that one. Do I have any more comments? Morphs. So morphs. So actually, he commented earlier. He said you could add some additional rooms with enemies that also move in regular, repeatable patterns. The gameplay is just how well you recognize a pattern and avoid each enemy. That was kind of what I was already planning on doing. I have some enemies. I can't even talk right now. What is going on? But I kind of already had this planned. This is actually what I plan on adding after judging is over. More or less. I wanted to have the game last 10-ish minutes and be pretty simple. I mean, pretty easy for the average player to complete while still be pretty easy and be, I'll say I really, my expectation for this game is moderately difficult, like to where, like not where you're struggling to beat a first try, but where it's like you gotta actually think a little bit. I can't wait to see an exclamation mark to make. I really do appreciate his feedback, actually. I do really appreciate it. I do really appreciate the feedback. Appreciate the feedback. And I hope and I hope you'll enjoy the updated version in the future. Okay. Any more notifications? I think that might be it. I only saw 2 notifications. There were other reviews. I can look at the other reviews real fast. This is the door issue. Just talked about that. I've yet to see if this is an actual bug or if they are mistaken. Again, if they're mistaken, it still isn't their fault. Let me look at the game really fast. I'm just curious if also that view there, by the way, that's a really cool thing I could talk about. I want to quickly just see if I specify the color of the door. Honestly, if the issue is the color of the door, that's an actually really interesting issue because me putting candles and revealing both the doors. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I gotta go a little slower. That was clutch, honestly. That was really close. Okay. Oh, I don't specify the door at all. Okay, that's my fault then. Okay, so if it isn't a bug and the issue is actually, I think this is actually, because I'm pretty sure I made a command or made a tutorial piece where I think I removed the, oh god, I removed the secondary part of this. Okay. But yeah, the fact that it just says a key appears in your hand, that's not enough. It's just contextually, oh god, that was close. Okay, but yeah, okay, anyways, so in that case, if that isn't clear, oh wait, I just noticed something. So apparently, I'm just curious. I'm gonna watch this real fast. Not desktop audio. Somebody. I'm just curious. I did scan through the video. I don't think my game is listed, so. Oh wait, wrong year, wrong year. Okay. I was about to be like, man, I didn't make top 12. I wouldn't have been too hurt about it. I just kind of accepted it, but man, I'm kind of glad that's not from this year. Anyways, okay. That was off topic. I just noticed something while looking through the Discord. Okay, but other than that, another person said that they that they didn't like the fact that the only challenge was the visibility, which I understand, but I feel like also adding in more than that, I think was outside the scope of what I wanted the project to really be about. I did tell him in the comments that I'm gonna be adding on more content in the future. This is another streamer who played my game. I will say they didn't make it past the candles. So, well, okay, I guess you could say that you don't need to beat the entire game to get the full vibe of it. I mean, you play the first little bit, you get the candles, you get the general get the general loop. That's okay. But I do kind of wish that they played the full game. It feels kind of unfair. Again, I don't mean this like in a mean way, because I'm guessing because I wasn't really there to tell them that there was more content. Maybe they just assumed that it was just getting candles the entire way through. But I mean, I watched them play other games for like 20 minutes straight, and you know, like at least I thought I was watching. I kind of stopped in and out. I didn't really get a chance to really see the entire stream, but it seemed like they were playing other games much more fully. And the fact they spent like maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes on my game, and didn't even complete it. You know, it is what it is. But I'm happy they played the game, and I appreciate their feedback. But I do feel like they kind of missed a lot of the work I put into the game. Like basically like the last 2 days of my, like they really only played what I made in the first 3 days of the game jam, or 4 days of the game jam, which I feel like is misrepresenting my work just a little bit. But again, the last part of it is still in the same loop. So that's all I want to say there. I think this they were on the stream yesterday and they liked the fact I did JavaScript. And yeah, I think that's all of the reviews from last night. Anywho, let's get to the actual. I'm not sure. I cannot. By the way, the last like 2 days, my pronunciation has been so down. Like it's been downhill. I gotta like focus. I gotta focus up. But yeah, so I did promise Kersey that I would review their game. Maybe let's like rate at least. Let's rate 2 or 3 more. So let's try this game out at Land's End. It seems kind of off-center. There we go. You awake suddenly, your limbs heavy and your head filled with noises. You lay there for a moment on what feels like a cold stone floor. What happened, you wonder? Slowly as time passes, you feel the cacophony of noise in your mind start to soften. You can identify what sound like whispers, but none clear enough to make out. You finally regain agency of your body, and with less than graceful motions, bring yourself upright. What happened here? What even is here? And why can't you remember anything? Okay. Wait, I saw that interactive element. Don't you have things to be doing? Maybe I could break these with something. Okay, so I need to find something to break. Okay, so I'm in some kind of old village. And there was some kind of creature there, I think I saw. The graphics look really nice in this game. I do like the effects, like the rain and everything. Oh, I'm losing Sandy. Okay, my Sandy has dropped significantly. Got a crowbar. Now I can break these things. Wait, can I get more sandy from this circle? No, I cannot. I think my sandy is about to die. Wait, I think I can open this up? No, the crowbars cannot open up locked doors. Your sandy has left you. You feel your mind overtaken. You're now an instrument of the great old ones. I didn't have time to implement reset. Refresh the page to play again. Okay. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Okay, there's the door. There was that creature. I messed it up. I think I'm gonna die. Oh wait, a letter? Okay, summarizing it, it talks about some kind of like a fog that came in. I'm guessing this is kind of like a what have we become? It's some kind of thing like a Stephen King The Mist kind of situation going on here. I'm gonna die again. Yeah, I died. Let's get a couple more tries. I wonder if there's like a way I can improve my sanity, but I'm just not aware of it right now. The map feels really big, but a lot of the doors are boarded up. Gotta find shelter real fast. Lantern. Okay. So I guess, okay, we got this item that helps us a little bit. And mental fortitude. A local brew. Okay. I do like how in this game, all the interact buttons, it's not like mouse clicks like in some games, but it's the E press. Oh, I died. Okay, press E or space and the psychic orbs are in the center. Kind of rhythm game. Oh boy. Guessing I'm gonna die. Yeah. Unless the minigame triggers again, in which case I might have a chance at survival. Okay. I think if I completed a minigame a little bit nicer, a little bit better, I would have had a better chance because I could have been left at a much higher sandy than I left off initially. Let's run it again. Run it back, run it back. I think we'll play for like another like 4 or 5 minutes. This might not be good enough. Oh. Okay, so I think we'll get to play the minigame with the creature, the Cthulhu monster one more time. Okay. Okay, so now we have a lot more sandy that I can use to walk around. And hopefully so apparently my sandy drain is going to be less now. Okay. Mental fortitude. I'm guessing that means we'll be able to survive 2 more fights with the creature. I'm guessing that's what that means. I really like the atmosphere in this game, actually. And the actual like map and so on isn't bad. Okay, so at least, I will say, at least the doors remain unlocked after you use them. That's pretty nice. I think we already explored this area. I'm not sure if we went this way yet. Oh, cellar. This feels like the only room that we haven't explored yet. Ancient relic. I think I might have broken the game. Well, if we're breaking the game anyways, let's cheat code, speedrun. Okay, so we already have been in these rooms. Should I, if I encounter a glitch like this, should I exploit it? I'm pretty sure if I found this like in a game I played online or like just randomly, I would 100% exploit it. So. Okay, so we've explored all of this area. I do wish that there was some kind of... Oh, wait. No, just the same thing as before. Okay, maybe if I trigger the Cthulhu fight, I'm pretty sure I explored the entire map. Okay, let's just let's die real fast and see what happens. Okay, so that isn't the solution. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna play with this game. We did get like a 15-minute time span, which I think is pretty acceptable for a game like this. Okay, so I'm not the only person who encountered a bug. I'll give it a... Shidokuso! Okay, so after I finish reviewing some games, I'm going to start on the Fish Fest jam. So the Fish Fest jam, let me make a new... Fish Fest. We'll be starting with the Fish Fest jam. And we already have a plan. I'll be doing this one actually with Ken, my girlfriend. She'll be joining us for this jam. She'll be my artist. I'll handle the code. And we have a plan. I'm going to start sharing that today. I'm probably going to continue playing, reviewing games for maybe another half an hour-ish. And then we're going to start doing this game jam. That is our objective. But yeah, let's finish. Let's finish. Man, so we don't know yet. We have like 20 more days until I find out. Until we find out if it is, 1 second, I gotta send this real fast. Okay, there we go. Okay, wait 1 second. Sorry, I got completely derailed right there. So, so we weren't able to see the last hours, but I played the game. I died, I think, at the last moment. So, did you get to the final book? So after you get the candle, oh, first one then, first mission. Okay, that was kind of crazy. He snuck up behind me. I swear. Oh God. Ay, ay, ay. So after the candles, you get the key. With the key, you can lock this door, and with that door, you can see this body. Then you can take their knife in their body. Oh God. They're camping me. You take the knife to the pentagram. 6 long-lived chaos twitch has followed. Scam? Wait, that's either a really interesting name, or should I be worried? Anyways, so then you cut your hand. You return. I think it's either gonna be a bot or it's gonna be a legit person with a funny name. So you return the knife, and instead you get a key. And you take that key. And then, okay, 1 second. Let's finish this game real fast. Oh God. No, you don't. Oh God, no. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have. I'm so impatient when I play this game. Usually I can beat this game pretty easily, but I gotta like take my time with it. I can't really be crazy like I normally am. Part of me is always really tempted to kind of like speed run it. It's very challenging to speed run it, honestly. The last candle. Take the knife. No! Yeah, the game definitely lets you speedrun, and then you do that, and then it's really painful. No, you don't. No, you don't. That was so... I nearly died there. Take the knife. I did not make the font, actually. I was thinking about doing it or like making by hand, but I kind of got to the point where time became an issue. So I just used a low-res font from online, from Adobe. Was it Adobe? It might have been like a free web font or something. Oh, wait. Environmental effects. The lock picking and Cthulhu minigame seemed disjoint. Seemed a little out of place. And the game was very punishing. With I didn't really know what to look for and was pretty lost. And I thought I checked every corner. I was unable to figure out how to get ending. The next steps. I also encountered a bug where I clipped outside of the room. Every house Stream is glitching out for me. Yeah, no, we've been hit with a pretty big storm recently, so that I wouldn't be surprised if the internet's been kind of messed up. Wait, there's no sound? You guys can't hear me? Only on Twitch. Wait, let me check my YouTube. Testing audio? Oh no, so YouTube's fine. Testing audio. Checking my... Looking at my YouTube stream. Testing audio. Why? Why is YouTube not working? Testing audio. Testing. Can anybody on Twitch hear me? Wait. Why? Why is YouTube not working? Okay, so Twitch audio. Twitch is working now. Also, welcome back to stream, Bad Cop. But yes. We'll be doing a fish game in a second. So I think I finished reviewing this. Okay. But so right now the audio is fine. Also, welcome back to the stream, Chris Ball. Welcome back. Okay. But I think for right now, we reviewed one game. We're kind of going a little bit over time on the reviewing section. I think I spent too much time on the beginning couple sections. I'm still figuring this all out on looking at my reviews and so on. We did review one more game, so I'm pretty happy with that. Wait, are those fish emotes from Bad Cop? Are those your fish emotes, or are they? No, it's Rink's fish emotes. I'm gonna put a pin for any new people that comes in. Yeah, let's do it. For the fish jam, or for the game I've already posted. Okay. But I think, again, if Kersey comes in, I still owe them a review. I don't want to review it without them being here. Unless, of course, they give me previous permission. We're going to just start in on the Fish Fest. So, I guess, let us begin this Fish Fest. Let us begin this Fish Fest segment by explaining what the Fish Fest is. Man, I gotta enunciate my words because recently I'm being really bad at it. Okay, anyways. So, in the Fish Fest, I'm gonna read the description. So it's a game jam, but all games must feature fish prominently. I'm not talking no background fish tank fish. I'm talking fish as the main character type of stuff, you know? I don't care how you do it, whether it's an arcade game, RPG, sports game, etc., whatever. All I care is about the fish. Fish Fest is a super welcoming game jam, whether you're a seasoned swimmer or a small fry in the world of fish-related video games. We're all here to have some good old fish fun. The winner gets a well-drawn fish trophy with their name on it that I will draw all on my own. If you want examples of my professional work, just look at this page. Okay, that is the intro to the Fish Fest. So really the rules, all they say is your game must feature fish. Don't start until submission week. Submission week already started, so we're gonna start now. No discrimination, no not safe for work content. We're not gonna use any studio or any of these things. Hello, Lita Beamer Wolf, welcome back to stream. Teams of as many or as few as you want. So that'll be me and Ken. So Chris Ball says, I'm going with a virtual tabletop for this jam. That's pretty awesome. You can use pre-existing assets as long as they weren't made for the jam and you have proper licensing for it. So I don't use external artwork or external music or anything, so that's fine. They do have a Discord. Actually, why don't I join the Discord? I'll go through their thing. You know what? I'm going to get all their pings. Okay. So okay. I finished joining their Discord. I guess we can always look at that later, but that's not really the point here. The point is we got to start coding. We got to start making stuff. We're going to start doing things the wrong way for the right reasons. So, what we're going to do in the very beginning is we are going to start, as we always do. I'll open up a little notepad. Okay, as we always do, we start with a blank notepad. Let there be code, and we will just do doc. You guys know the jam with all this. We do doc type HTML. Make an HTML file. HTML, close the tag, add a head, close the head, add a body, bury the body. And then inside the head, add a script. Inside a head, add a style. I have a general styling I do for all this for my jams. I could just write it from memory, but you know, it's literally just how I put stuff onto the page, just like a CSS styling. So I'm just gonna reuse the styling I've done for my other jams because there's really no need to rebuild it. Oh, you can't put a pin? Here, I'll take care of it. I think I can pin it. Okay. So just copying in my styling. It really is very minor. I'm just defining the square and the stuff in the thingamabobs. We're just, oops, daisy, not that. Just gonna copy my very, very, very minimalistic styling. And we're just going to copy in my very, very minimalistic body stuff. Let's save it properly. Well, I could copy most of another file. I should make a template, but it takes me like 2 minutes to type the initial part. Honestly, that's a good point. I'll make a template at some point. That's a promise. Probably not for this one because we got work to do. But I'll make a new folder called Fish Fest. And inside that folder, we're gonna make another folder called Day 1, so I can. This weird structuring does is it'll make it easier for me to make videos later. Then we're gonna save this as index.html. Remove the txt tag, save. And now I'm gonna try running it, make sure everything is looking proper. I'll make a template, honestly. But here is our the beginning of our game. Quite frankly, I will say I think the main reason why I like this style is mainly because of this. Let me show you this. This is actually something I've been wanting to show you guys. Because I have a system. I have a process for my social media. And I think it's about time I showed you my process for social media. Let me see if I can get my page up and running. So here, take a look at this, guys. Look how beautiful this is. Okay, ignore everything else, but at this part, look at these thumbnails. Just look how pretty that is. Also, I cannot see YouTube chat. I probably should fix that. Leading Wolf said he takes the 0 to 100 to another meaning. He started no script 0 and then end with the script 100. Yeah. But anyway, so the way how I make these images for my social media is, so I take, honestly, okay, you guys will have complete, if you guys want to make games using my CSS, by all means, please do. Because, I'm making stuff for you guys to use. Quite frankly, as long as you don't copy my stuff, literally, explicitly copy my stuff, I'd love for you guys to use some of the stuff I create for your own. If you add on to it, I'll be so happy. Or if you use it and modify it or improve it, or make your own fan games based off of it, or if you do whatever you want, as long as you bring your own creativity into it, I'll be very happy. But let me show you how, guys, I made these posts. I'm gonna snooze this ad. It's coming up in a second. So here's how I make the posts. Just so you guys know, if you guys ever want to use my stuff to make stuff. So let's say I wanted to make a post for day 8 of my game jam. So let's say I want to, let's say I like the, nope, not that. Let's say I wanted this to be the post image. So I'm going to get this and I'm going to let's say I wanted this to be on my post image. A lot of times, if I want to get like a very specific action shot, I'd even like add something in my code that pauses the render loop. So I like, you press space to pause the render loop. I usually add a little bit of code to make that happen. But then what I do, so let's say I don't care about that. I'm not gonna do that right now because that's a lot of work. And I want to get this image onto my Instagram. What I do is go to inspect element. And when I first thing I do is I put it into mobile mode and I change the screen size, whatever I want the post size to be, so 1080. So now this is the size of an Instagram photo. Then what I do is I go and remove the parts I don't care about. So in this case, I always remove everything that is not this square is the title. So I just delete the title element. So now I only have the square. And then what I do is, so now the square is way too high up. So I did the calculations, and in order to make this be the right size, so I select the square element, and then I go in here, I say top is equal to 517.2, and that centers the square. And then what I do is I capture a full-size screenshot. And now in my downloads, I have the image of my... Thank you for the follow, Uman Ra. And now in my downloads, I have a screenshot of the game with the square completely centered. And then I put that on my Instagram, or I use CapCut or whatever to make it the first frame of my video. And now, here, let me show you guys how this looks like. And then what we have is, let me show you guys on sources, window capture, add source. Here we go. Not that. Man, I cannot show you guys this image for the life of me. Why is this being so difficult? Properties. You know what? I give up. Wait, I can just add a photo. What actually? Yeah, I can add a photo. Final attempt. Image, add source, browse, downloads. There we go. Done. Shrink it. Whoops, daisy. And here is our final result I made in like 10 seconds. That was so much effort for like so little payoff. But here is what we got. So I got this image of my game that I can use on Instagram. And I get this nice little cropping. And yeah, just post it on Instagram and you get this really, really nice looking thingamabob, which I'm really proud of. Anywho, so that's why I do use a Square CSS, because it makes, honestly, with with my last game jam, the Dungeon Crawler game jam, that was the first time I've ever done social media in any capacity, in any organized way. And it honestly, now it feels so much more amazing and doable. Like, have I told you guys about how it looks really nice? Thank you. Have I told you guys about how I've been doing my social media, like how I've been making the videos? Or like, do you guys want to hear my process? for creating a YouTube short. Actually, YouTube short, TikTok, Instagram, they're all the same thing. I do the same thing on every single one. Let me show you guys the process, and then I'll properly start working at Fish Fest. I'll like go ham. But let me show you guys how I do this. This is Andre Social Media 101. How to do social media if you don't know how to do social media, because I don't know what I'm doing, and this is more or less how I've been handling it. So let me just drag here. I think this will just work. So essentially, here's how I make my social media. Let me delete this image first. So let me drag index this. Okay, so this is my script. So the first thing I do is I write a script for the video, and I separate into like sentences. So like here, I'll give an example. In just 3 hours, I finished coding this game for a jam called Try Jam. For those unfamiliar, a game jam is a competition where you have a limited time to create a game. The theme for this jam was wall bounce. In my game, you bounce between walls, dodging red squares for points, touch one, and it's game over. Given more time, I'd love to add extra mechanics, art, and make it mobile friendly. Check it out and let me know your thoughts. So basically I create a general script. I spend maybe 5-10ish minutes making a script. I think my main priority is keeping it as condensed as possible. I really don't want to anything to sound like it's superficial. Basically, because you're trying to keep people's attentions for 30 seconds. So getting the information and keeping a narrative focus. So I start by saying, here's what I did. Here's what it's about. Here's a detail about it. And then here, and I explain it. So basically, I have I kind of start at a high level and break it down piece by piece until it kind of makes sense. In other videos, I do stuff like this, where it's in the last 8 days, I finished coding this game. Then here's about the game jam. Then here's what I did. And here's why I like what I did. And then here is how I could have improved what I did. And then here's how you can enjoy what I did. So again, I'm trying to focus on a narrative. Basically, either I'm trying to break down an idea, or I'm saying I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, and then because of that, I did this, and I'm really happy about this. So I create kind of a narrative that people can follow. And then I kind of just trim it down. Any words I can take down are superficial. I sometimes try to sprinkle in some emotion to make sure that it doesn't sound too much like I'm just reading a script and it doesn't sound good. I try to make sure it sounds a little bit natural. And I also try to bring as much of my personality as I can into it as well. By the way, these scripts I've already used, so I don't mind showing you guys these ones. I don't even have any feature scripts. I do this all in the moment. And then what I do is once I have something I'm happy with, and some minor notes, I try to make sure that there's no repeated words. If I say and, or in my game, I try not to say in my game again. Or if I say something like time, I try not to follow it too closely with another time, because if you say words too often, it sounds weird and dissonant. But anyways, once you get a basic script going, I've been doing this more recently, where I basically say, hey, this is where I'm going to start my script. So game jam page, then zoom into themes, then knife scene, then coding, then more gameplay, and then my game page / Fish Fest. And then what I do is once I have a general idea of how it's going to work and how it's going to look. And again, I try to basically change up the video, the scene, with every sentence. So I talk about the game jam, I show you the game jam. Then immediately afterwards, I transition it into talk about themes, I show you the themes. Talk about the game, I show you the game. Just keeping it visually poppy. And then what I do is, the first thing I do always is actually record my voice. So one take. It's always one take, by the way. I do very little editing. I occasionally edit the tone of the voice. So there's a thing in CapCut where you can make it deeper or make it higher. And then you can make that to make it more interesting. I also do stuff where I remove, there's a thing in CapCut where you can remove external, make it reduce noise. I always add that. That's always something I add. And then what I do is I do it in one take. I think I've only like once ever cut it, and that was because I had a huge pause for whatever reason. And then after that, after I can record in one take and I have a take I'm happy with, normally it takes 3 or 4 takes. And usually I listen to it like, I could have sounded a little bit happier there, or, oh, yeah, that just, I mispronounced half those words. But once I have a take I'm happy with, then what I do is, also, I don't know why this is going to social media explanation page. I mean, I think it's useful information. Maybe you guys can use this. But regardless, going back to the social media. Once I have a take, then I just attach my phone to my tripod, stick it right there, press play, and I just go through all these things. I basically, on every one of these pages, I make sure that something happens. So on the Game Jam page, you might notice I always scroll up and then zoom in. On Zoom into Themes, I scroll down, zoom in. Knife Scene, I make sure I'm moving when I'm actually showing the gameplay. Coding, I make sure I scroll through and highlight portions. More gameplay. Basically, I try to keep it as visually popping as possible throughout it, so the attention is attention grabbing. And then I just go in CapCut, I cut out this video. I first extract the audio from the video with my voice. I do all the voice editing things. Like I said, reduce noise, occasionally cut. And then if the tone sounds a little bit off, I'll adjust the tone and the volume. Then I basically cut the video so that it matches up with these portions. Occasionally I'll change up. Actually, in this one, in this specific script, I got rid of this coding thing. I moved it down here because the gameplay matched up too well with 2 sentences. I kept it going for a little bit longer. So always, I'm very flexible. Also, one little note is I always, I kind of mismatch the video with the text. So it kind of, if one's not popping, the other one's popping. So that's kind of what I do. Then I add in the thumbnail for Instagram and for everything else, so that looks good. I add in the text. I do auto caption. Then I export. So within 20 minutes, I have a social media post. End of story. And that is how I do social media. Anyways, you guys probably didn't care about that, but now you know. I've always wanted to tell you guys because this is my secret sauce. The secret sauce to making social media. If you're a guy who hates social media like me, I'm not good at social media. So when I figured this out, this felt good. This felt really good. But anyways, back to, I'll save it, whatever. Back to the code. You think it's too well planned? I don't know. I feel like without the planning, it always, if I was trying to do it very spontaneous, occasionally I would have stuff that seemed awesome. But for the most part, it just seemed really like my previous social media. It felt like it either was really, really good or really, really bad. It was inconsistent. At least now I can make sure the narrative or this, what I'm talking about is consistent. If you're anything like me, this is a godsend. If you're not like me, maybe there's a better way of doing it. Yeah, honestly, okay. You know what? I'm gonna talk about social media because let me tell you guys the wonders of the numbers and the stuff I gotta deal with day after day. So, for instance, here's my experience. I'm looking at numbers right now. I'll tell you guys. I'm gonna look at the numbers for right now based on my last post. I'll tell you exactly how I view every single platform. And again, I think this will vary based on person. I think this might just be because of the kind of content I produce. But here is just how I view my content. So TikTok, which I thought was my best platform, but I might be wrong. TikTok always feels like they give me a huge surge of viewers immediately. It makes or breaks in the first hour, always. I get 90% of my viewers every time. In the past, I've gotten bigger spikes on some of my videos, like a day later. But for the most part, as far as I can tell recently, not sure if this is just the algorithm recently or just how it is, but I get almost all my views immediately, all my likes immediately. After the first 2 hours, I really expect nothing. I get nothing afterwards. I barely see any views after 2 hours. And I get a couple comments. So I get a couple comments, all the likes, all the views, 2 hours, and then basically, it's always 300 views. So I don't know if there's a better way to do it, or if I'm not doing the right hashtags, not doing the. I always do the same song as well. Also, I do the same song. I kind of keep that consistent because it works. I'm not sure if I need to do different songs. If I need to like tap into trends. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. But I get consistent views. I get consistent likes. I get followers. Like pretty good. I think I get like right now, I get like 10 followers a week, which isn't great. But hopefully at some point I can get to the point where I can stream on TikTok, which is my goal. So that might be like in a couple months. That's kind of how I view this. So that's how I view TikTok. It's like just very spontaneous. You get a bunch of views, you get a couple followers, you get a lot of likes, and then that's the end of it. And it's consistent. I think in the last week, 2 of my videos got over 800. In the last 2 weeks, 2 of my videos got over 1,000. So, yeah. I don't think, I think just in general, I'd like to be able to have my streams, because I think my streams are really how I interact with you guys the most. Also about that, maybe I'll make sure my YouTube. Yeah, okay. My streams are generally how I connect and talk to you guys, and really I think my streams are where the community building is the strongest. Because don't get me wrong, I love the shorts. They're going really well. I'm gonna start making videos on YouTube, probably starting tomorrow actually. I hope that's gonna go well. But at the end of the day, for the most part, it feels like when I really get to talk to you guys and have a good time. And the part I enjoy the most actually is sitting here and I can see you guys be like right now, you're asking me a question. I get to answer the question. I ask you guys questions. You guys get to answer me. It's an actual like two-way communication that I don't really get with any other social media. Like this feels more personal and I enjoy it. This feels very much like a conversation. Maybe for you guys, it feels more like you guys, I'm lecturing you 24/7. But really, for me, it feels like I'm actually connecting. Unlike other social media where it just feels like, let me edit something for 20 minutes and then whew, it's out of here. But yeah, no, it's more like, I feel like my other social media is to kind of build a platform for my streams. So then on YouTube Shorts are popping. I don't understand, because I've done YouTube Shorts in the past and before they just were not working. But with the new content I've been producing, so with the content I was just describing, it's been going really well. So looking at my YouTube Shorts, my YouTube Studio. So looking at my last post, for instance, it's starting to grow. Actually, this last post is doing really, really well. And then, so just generally, I get around 5,000-ish views. It varies between all of my content. And I've been getting pretty much a lot of subscribers per day, around an average 10 subscribers per day. And just generally speaking, YouTube, I will say though, YouTube is the most inconsistent and the most weird platform in my experience with views and stuff. You can go a full day with no views and then spike 5,000 views 1 hour, and it's where, why, what happened? And then it's oh well, you could be oh well, here's some 5,000 views, and it does really well, it performs really well, and then it just stops. It goes stops, and occasionally it'll go a little bit longer, you'll have a 3 hour, a half of a day stretch where I think one of my videos was pretty consistent, several hundred views every hour for half a day, and I got 6,000 views or 7,000 views. But YouTube is very inconsistent. Some days it's a spike, other days it's a slow climb, and almost every time I'm looking at the stats, and it's all these videos are performing very, very similar stats. It's always they view 90% of your video, they around 20, or I think around, for me it's 8% of your or 8% of your viewers like your content. 60% view rate. My content is extremely consistent somehow with my audience, which I think is actually why it's doing pretty good. But it's so weird because even though my content all seems very identical in stats, they perform in very wildly different ways. And it's I wish YouTube would explain like, hey, we really want you to post at 5 o'clock every single day, or we'd really like to post 2 posts a day, or hey, could you please put in 2 comments underneath every single post? I wish I could get that kind of feedback and be like, yeah, our algorithm will love you if you do this. But they're not going to do that because, well, why would they? They don't care. But yeah, that's how I view YouTube. It's like my best platform so far, but it's also the most inconsistent one. And hopefully YouTube is going to keep growing. I'm really hoping I don't just hit a peak and then just go downhill from there. But then Instagram has historically been my worst platform. Historically, Instagram has just been horrible. No matter what I do on Instagram, it never works. But I will say some of my posts, like I think 3 of my posts last week, got some traction. They got shared. I think here's my take on Instagram. Here's what I've seen. If people start sharing your post, it starts doing well, but not before that. Like you need like 2 people to share, starts a chain reaction, you get 50 likes. If you don't get that, you get like under 10 likes. So that's just the way how I see Instagram. You just need that initial like exposure, and then it goes really well. But yeah, that's my take on social media, and that is what I think I'm going to start posting on Facebook soon. I don't know how that's going to go. That might go very well or very poorly. I really don't know what the algorithm is like over there. I'm thinking this is like a weird one. I might post on LinkedIn. Yeah, I think that is a pretty self-explanatory one. I don't know what's going to happen there. I genuinely am curious. I think I'm also going to post on my Ko-Fi and I think Ko-Fi will not give me traction, but I would like Ko-Fi to be like my spot where I post everything early so you guys get it as soon as I make it. And I'll have like, in that case, I'd like Ko-Fi to be like a way that I can start building a platform of people who are willing to like invest or like help put some money into the channel and help me make cooler things in exchange for getting stuff hot out of the oven. So that's kind of the way I view that, and also be able to vote on stuff. I'd like Ko-Fi to be what I've wanted my Discord to be, but better. So that's kind of like how I view Ko-Fi. Discord, I need to get Discord in. Discord has to happen. Yeah, so Ko-Fi is basically Patreon, but from the looks of it, I think Patreon is more known, but Ko-Fi is better made. It's complicated, but I do have a Ko-Fi. It's so underdeveloped right now that I can't in good faith say, go join my Ko-Fi, buy me a coffee every single week, or not every, buy me a coffee every month for $3 and you will get this content. And it is totally worth your money and time. I can't say that in good faith yet. Maybe in a month or 2 when I have like enough content just flowing out of my channel, and also like I start feeding it into the Ko-Fi stream and like making the Ko-Fi really nice, then I'll feel super confident and be like, yes, please support me on Ko-Fi. But for right now, it doesn't make any sense. I can't do it in good faith. But yeah, that's kind of the way how I view social media right now. There's also other platforms that I've been thinking about. Pinterest is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to do something there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to start doing a bit more art content on this channel because I think I need to start making art before the game jams, because I think making art during the game jams is, it kind of kills the momentum early. It also makes the early part of this game, me making games, very ugly. Not ugly. It's a very, very minimalistic look. But yeah, that's kind of the long and short of how I view this stuff. But yeah, so I have more social media stuff. This is like a huge. We went on like, hey, we're reviewing games. We're doing a game jam. Okay, we're doing a game jam now. Oh, never mind. Tangent all the way to social media. Okay, now we're back to doing games. But yeah, I did want to talk about social media because it's something that I'm getting more passionate about. I've been passionate about it before, but it's always been unfounded. Now I actually am getting results, and hopefully now I can start doing more interesting things on social media, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. I kind of want to give you guys a primer, like explain what is going on, how things happen, how you can learn from what I do if you want to learn from what I do, and just in general how how I do stuff. So a cool bit of background. But yes, so I think we got our CSS, everything else, everything's looking pretty good. Now, okay, so here is how I'm envisioning this game. Here, let me draw this for you. Let me paint a picture about how we're going to make this game. So here's how I view it. What we're going to do is we are going to be a fish, a clownfish. This is actually, by the way, this idea, Ken had this idea. I've added my own flavor to it, but this is Ken's idea through and through. So full credit to Ken for coming up with this. So the thing is, I'm not sure if you guys know, but a clownfish, I'm looking at some stripes to kind of make it more clownfishy. Clownfish have a symbiotic relationship with sea anemones. I'm gonna have to draw a very bad sea anemone. There we go. Where essentially clownfish chase away the sea anemone's predators, and a sea anemone protects the clownfish from the clownfish's predators. The clownfish's excrement feeds the sea anemone, and then also the clownfish has a secretion on its skin that protects it from the barbs of the sea anemone. So essentially you have this thing where they protect each other, and the clownfish also feeds it a little bit as well. So how does this tie into gaming? Well, let me tell you. So my view on how it's going to work is we're going to have a game where essentially food, like tiny pieces of algae and stuff, and like fish and everything, are going to flow around the map. And you, as the fish, are going to go out of the sea anemone and get the food. Now, while you're away, fish are going to try to eat you and eat the sea anemone. So what you're going to have to do is, if a predator of the sea anemone starts trying to attack it, you got to chase it off. So you're going to have to defend the sea anemone while also collecting food. Additionally, you're going to be hunted yourself by a bigger fish. So when this happens, you're going to have to rush back into your sea anemone to protect yourself. And this is like my current thoughts on the gameplay loop, because as of right now, we have a pretty good game where we have a clownfish and a sea anemone trying to make it through the tough tides of life. But what if every single day, what if we make it like a wave-based thing, where every single day, so day 1 is going to be really easy, day 2 will be a little bit harder, day 3, so we'll have like a day-night cycle. And then every single day, the fish, the enemies, are going to be a lot more aggressive, get more and more aggressive, and get more and more like difficult to chase away. They'll be more insistent. Shidokuso says, I need to go. I'm sleeping on the desk, lol. Hope to be here another day trying to support you, man. Keep it up. Much appreciated. I always appreciate the support. And I just appreciate it, like being able to talk to you guys. So thanks for joining the stream. I always appreciate it. Yeah, have a great night. Get some rest. You sound really tired. If you say you're sleeping on the desk, man, get a pillow soon. Or at least get some. I don't know if like you're at school or in college or something, but just try to don't gotta drive. Get home safe. Get some rest. Sleep. It's always healthy. Don't be like me. I'm a very bad example for doing this. But yes, going back to this. So every single day, the food will get more scarce and the enemies will get more difficult. And I'm thinking that every single day, you're going to be able to upgrade your fish based on how much food you collected the day before. So you're going to hopefully be able to power scale against the enemies. But, yeah. And for the controls, all we're going to have is every single day, you're going to get these 3 buttons. You select the upgrade you want, and then you get the upgrade. And then for motion, what you're going to do is it's going to follow your mouse. So essentially, if you put your mouse up here, it's going to swim to where your mouse is. It's not going to be instant, but it's going to be like, so if there's a fish coming in here, you have to try to intercept it and push it away, essentially. And yeah, that's what I have planned for the fish game. So step 1, because this is gonna be a game where being able to follow the hand or the mouse. We're gonna start with mouse cursor, and then we're gonna build in mobile support. Mobile support always comes in second for me. I might change my mind about that actually. Maybe I'll start adding in mobile support early. But for right now, let's have a div that follows our cursor, and we're going to start adding the food mechanism and the enemy mechanism. So yeah, this actually should be here. Let's do this. Easy peasy. I'm going to take a drink as well. I'm trying out this new drink from Sam's Club. It isn't bad. It definitely isn't my favoriteest drink, but for a vitamin water, it tastes pretty good. But yeah, let's get this started. Let's get it started. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I'm done. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize profusely. Let's start doing this. So I'm gonna add a div called actually I'm gonna add a seg because I think I'm using segs for this. I'm using segs. Add a seg called fish. Or I'm going to call it a clown. And we'll add a... Honestly, let's start with that. I want to make a clown fish that follows my cursor. So, pretty easy. I will need to get cursor information from the square. So I'm going to have to... Let me Google that. I'm sure there's a simple thing, a simple event that I'm guessing it's the mouse over event, and we get the X and the Y. Okay. So I don't know exactly what it's going to give me. So I'm going to just do mouse over, and we're going to start printing out the X and the Y and see what happens. This is actually the first game where we don't actually have a keyboard controls. Very interesting, very new. So we're going to do document, actually not document, no, not document. We're going to do document.get element by ID. Square dot add event listener, and it's gonna be mouse over. Is there any special things I need to do to make this work properly? No, nothing special. And what we're going to first do is console.log. Oh, we're going to add a little a little event thing in here. Event console log event. And let's run it and see what happens. So let's get this thing started. I'm going to start being a lot more careful about showing you guys what I'm doing because I know I have a bad tendency to not do this. So inspect element. I forgot a parentheses. Classic Andre. Classic Andre. And the parentheses goes right here. Now going back to the game. Man, you have to start with a bug. Canality properties of null. Okay, I need to add a wrapper. So window.onload is equal to I think that's the way you do it. Let me try running this. It's not working. Oh, it's mouse move, I think. I'm not sure this is the right thing. Let's find out. The console, the event isn't firing when I think it should. Wait, is it because it's on? Oh, okay, wait. Let's go back to mouse over. I was on the mobile thing, so that might be what I was. The bug I was facing was simply because I was in the wrong view. Let's reload this. No, I think mouse move is what we want. And now let's see if I can get. Actually, I'll console log it, but I'm also going to do document get element by ID fish dot style dot left is equal to event dot, I think it's, was it client X. The client X plus px, and we'll repeat this for bottom and do bottom client Y is equal to that. Now let's try it out. Run it and see if this works. Canary property of null reading style. Is it capitalized? Oh, clown. Whoops. Forgot I changed my mind about that. That's really cool, but also I messed up where it's supposed to be. Also, it isn't as far as I can tell, it isn't where I want it to be exactly, because I think it's based off of the top. And it isn't actually based off of where I want it to be. So let's continue. So first of all, it is top is where we're talking about here. Now when I run this, yeah, so I think it's exactly the length, the distance from the top corner. It's pretty good, honestly. But it isn't good enough. We're also going to start doing it where it's not going to actually go straight to the cursor like it is right now. It's not going to be locked on. It's going to go towards the cursor, which is going to make it more interesting. And for that, we'll also need to add in a refresh function. Also, wait, I think I'm seeing, no. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, let's go back to the code. Let's actually start by adding the refresh function. So I'm also going to add some global variables. So mouse x, I'll call it mx. mx equals 0, my equals 0. And what we'll do is I'm going to drag this out of this function. Actually, before I do that, let's first figure out where the square is. I'll do it afterwards, actually. I take that back. We're going to do a set interval. We're going to refresh this every 1000 over 60. And let's build this function out. And in this function, what we're going to do is, so we're going to have a my x and my y, or mouse x, mouse y, and also an x and a y. And the reason why we're going to do it like this is because also I'm going to define a speed. I'll say speed is equal to 2 for right now. You'll see why I want to add in this upgrade thing, so that's where the speed is going to come into play. But what we're going to do is we're going to first find the difference between, so we're going to do delta x is going to equal to mx minus x. Delta y is equal to my minus y. We're going to find out the distance via delta x, delta y. So we're just going to do math. Actually, we can just do, I think we do better. Distance is equal to dx2 plus dy 2 delta 1/2. Okay. And then we want to get the ratio. So it'll be dx. I'm going to just update a dx to make it work properly, because this is the actual correct delta. Dx times speed over distance. And dy is going to equal to dy times speed over distance. And then x plus equals dx y plus equals dy. And then we're going to use this function to update x and y. And then here, we're going to set mx is equal to event dot client x, and my is equal to event dot client y. Now, theoretically speaking, this should just work first try. Given my history, it probably won't, but maybe I'll be a god. You never know. So let's rerun this and see what happens. So first try. Oh boy. Distance is not defined. Of course I typed in distance instead of okay. I did not keep the same. Yeah, there we go. That should solve it. Give it another try. Try number 2. Is it moving? For right now, let's comment this out so it doesn't matter. It's not going to create a variable speed. I still want to keep it available, but okay, so that works. So we have it working back. And now we're going to try to bring back the variable speed. So now theoretically speaking, speed I'm actually going to call this like this. I'll do 200. Is that math wrong on this actually? I wouldn't be surprised if math is a little bit wrong. It feels like it's right. I'm not sure why it would be wrong. Let's start running this again to see what happens. What is distance given back? I'm going to remove the other console log to keep it relatively readable. Oh, it says not a number. Okay, that's the problem. Is it complaining because power to JavaScript? Just do 0.5. I'm not sure that'll do better. Weird little bugs. Let's try running this again and just see what happens. Not a number. I guess we'll just do math on PAL then. It's probably the correct way of doing it anyways. So we'll do math.squirt for the surrounding part. And on the interior part, actually, let's try this out and see what happens. I don't know why it's giving us not a number. Wait, is it? Let me print out console log really fast of dy. What is it actually giving us back? Is this a string? Wait. Let's refresh that. Wait, why was it working if... Because x plus equals not a number is still x. Got it. Got it. Okay. I see where my confusion was. I'm pretty sure the issue is I have a theory. But I'm gonna test it. I'm pretty sure the issue is whatever this is returning isn't a number, but it's a string that ends in px. No, it isn't. Okay, well. Let's first start with the mx being on the outside. That's correct. We're seeing the result we want here. Okay, let's literally do it piece by piece. So what is x? X is not a number. I think we're starting to see the issue. So the issue is actually with the x value. But I guess the question is why? Let's remove this part for right now. The problematic part. You can always bring it back in later. Okay, so here, x matches that. Good. So far, so good. Now I want to console.log dx. I'm going to also add in plus dx power of 2 and see what happens. Okay, that's correct. And does 0.5 also work? Yes, 0.5 works. Okay. So yeah, so everything that I'm doing is correct so far. So why do we get not a number? I guess we're going back to that point. That is the crux of the issue. Why no code editor? Well, I enjoy coding in Notepad. I will say I don't understand. Almost all of my bugs are pretty much not really relevant to the code editor. The math here is all correct. Actually, I see the bug. I see the bug. I see the bug. I see the bug. That should solve it. It's a divide by 0 bug. I don't have the edge case plotted out for this. Now this should work. Ooh, that's pretty. Look, let me show you guys. That's super incorrect, but that's really pretty. Anyways, so if distance is not equal to 0, then we change. Okay, so the issue is actually this, so we can remove this. We first compute the distance and then see if we need to make a change. Doesn't solve the problem. We still get this really weird dithering problem. That's really cool, but it still isn't exactly what we're looking for. It's like I'm creating a circle around with these blocks. They're equidistant. Very bizarre behavior. I'm sure when I see the bug, it's gonna be very obvious. Okay, that's accurate. That's accurate. That is correct. If speed is equal to distance, then it would be there immediately. So dx, if dx is equal to mx minus x, mx minus x plus x is equal to mx, and that would be correct. Maybe the issue is if it's more than distance. So we got to add another edge case where wait, why am I struggling so hard with this actually? This is very beginner coding. I don't know why I'm not grasping this right now. It's probably because I'm tired, but that's fine. We shouldn't need an if statement here. Well, I guess the actually no, we do need an if statement because we do want it to. Else if speed is greater than distance. Actually, we probably should start with this. So we probably should start with this thing right here. Greater than distance. Then we'll just update this. Else, we do this. And that should be all the logic we need, theoretically. I think it makes sense to me. So now I think the speed's too high. So we're going to lower the speed. Lower it pretty substantially, actually. We're going to lower the speed to 1. Okay. I think now we should definitely make it to where I'm putting it where it needs to be. I feel like right now the main issue is we're not actually. I have yet to actually make it so where I'm accounting for the edge of the square. I do think we're making good progress right now, though. For better or for worse. So, step number 1, we're going to what's the offset right now? The offset is going to be, how do I get the window? I can compute it. Honestly, it's not too difficult to compute. Let me actually look at my CSS for this, and then we're gonna compute it manually inside our JavaScript. So my CSS, the square is 80 with a border of 1, so we're talking 82. The title is 15. Margin auto. So what we're looking at is we want to compute this. So we do have a thing where I do min x and min y to create essentially like a standard size of square based on varying screen sizes. So let me get, I think, is it window? Yeah, window inner width is what I'm thinking about. Let's code this. Should be pretty easy. Very, very deceptively easy. So we can just do window dot inner width math dot max, not math, min, comma, window inner height. And the difference is going to be called winmin. And we're going to call it SDX is going to be, for the record, we're officially going to the territory of probably you should not do it this way. So don't take notes if you are. So 17, actually be point, no, it's 10, 9. 9 SDX, 0.09 times winmin. And SDY is equal to 16 times winmin. Except that's a lie, isn't it? Oh, it gets worse. Can I just, okay, wait, I could do really complicated math to make this work properly. Or what I can do is I could create a much simpler solution. What I'm thinking is, I'm pretty sure the trick to this, the concept I'm gonna have to use is, can I get the actual location of a CSS element using JavaScript? Okay. Apparently, okay, I found it. I found the trick that is going to make this work. And the trick is not me doing complicated math, because while that is fun and that is entertaining, I do not think this, we're already a day late. I don't have time to do weird, entertaining stuff. We're going to be doing stuff that is weird, yet more standardized. So really, I think the main thing is mx is going to be changed. So we're going to do mx plus is it? Wait, I could be, no. square dot get bounding client box. No, rect. Dot left. I'll put some parentheses. I'd claim it's for readability purposes, but I think it's more for sanity purposes. And this will be top. And with that, I think we're all set. I think now it's going to look good. No, it's I doubled it. And it's got to be reversed. So the reverse is going to be minus this. Now let's run it. And as you can see, the mouse, it now follows the mouse to where it's supposed to go. Now I probably want to center it because I feel like right now it's feels very unintuitive. So the center of this, yeah, I'll do this the right way. I'm always so tempted to do this the wrong way, but I feel like I need to stop being tempted to do stuff wrong in the wrong way. I'm gonna bring back Windmin. Again, not the right way of doing this, but where there is a will, there is a way. And the way is not proper, but that's okay. Math.min, and what we're gonna do is window.inner width, window.inner height. And what we're going to do with Windmin is we're going to also subtract. So the size of seg is 8.1. So times minus 4.05 times this. So the solution is minus 4.05 times Windmin. And we'll do that on both sides. Both sides, we'll zoom out just a little bit to kind of keep it readable. And then we're going to run it. And also, you guys can see the code for a second. I'll show you guys the code. And then we run it. Okay, goes to the other corner now. Is it? I didn't save it. Well, that's not good. I think it's not 4.05, it's 0.0. That'll solve it. I love long decimals. And there you have it. We have the center. This, for the record, is going to have to change pretty drastically in the future. But for right now, it'll work just fine, and that's all that matters. Now, let us make a system to where you have to... Honestly, actually, I'm going to call it a night. Mainly because I feel like right now I am starting to run on fumes, and when I do that, I don't really make smart choices. But tomorrow, so okay, let's let me show you guys what I'm asking for. So right now what we have is I can move the square at a certain speed to this mouse. So what's going to happen in the game is you're going to basically have this fish who's going to follow your cursor, and it's going to eat food as it goes along. So you're going to use this mechanism to catch food, and then what you're going to do is you're going to try to go back to your enemy, sleep, protect it, protect yourself from enemy fish, and you're going to repeat this loop. And it's going to get more difficult, and what we're going to do is like we'll have stuff where you can swim faster, you're more aggressive, you are more impactful, or you get more from less food. Stuff like that. And we'll start building out some upgrades, and hopefully it'll start. I honestly feel like this game isn't too difficult. I think it's where we're gonna finally start to see the gameplay loop come to life is tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get the food, get the enemy, we'll get the enemy fish, we'll get all the 4 main elements, and we'll get that loop going. And then we're gonna start adding the spice of the wave system. Honestly, the fact I'm calling it the wave system is so fitting for a fish game, actually. I love that. I really ooh. We have to, okay, I need to, note to self, we need to incorporate the idea of wave 1, and like it shows like a wave going in. That would be so smart. That would be so ridiculously smart. Oh, I have to do that. This is I think the scope of this game is small enough. I think this is very doable. This isn't like the most excellent, like, oh yeah, this is the best game since sliced bread. But I think this is going to be pretty good. I think I stand by this game. So, with all that being said and done, we're going to pause it here. I'm glad we got this very, very basic thing done. I think the biggest issue today is I spent like over an hour doing, like, we already started the stream late, and then I started the first hour reviewing a game and like we're going through comments. I think I'm gonna cut that down to half an hour in the future. That was experimental. That was a mistake. It wasn't really a mistake, but it was just too much for a game jam day. Tomorrow we'll shorten it. I'll stream earlier. I don't have work tomorrow, hopefully. So I'll be able to stream earlier and just do more. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Like, honestly, like my work schedule's kind of been killing me, but yeah. Long story short, that's the plan for tomorrow. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's stream. We'll call it right here. I can barely talk. Have a great one, and I'll see you guys on the next stream.